Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. And I can say that it's been a minute since I did my last stream. It's been about a month. I know. I said that I was going to try and stream more regularly, but some stuff happened. And then I intended to stream last week, but I was sick, and I'm just now getting better. But I do want to, in fact, stream more regularly. And I'll try to set up a special schedule so that I can actually stream and actually be more regular with my stuff. But for now, I'm trying my best and I'm definitely streaming sort of when the mood arises, I guess you could say. But I've gotten pretty far with my animation. I finished the coloring phase and now I just have to, well, I have to do the eyes next, but I'm doing the shading right now. And this is what I have so far. Now I do have some loops to add and I also have to extend some timing, but for the most part, that's what I have. And so I'm just going to be going through this real quick and I'm going to be adding some shading to the body just to give it some more definition because even though the shading is kind of the smaller part, it's still really good for the animation because it does provide some degree of definition to the body. And I'm actually still coming down from. Oh, hey, TV, it has been a while. Yeah, I'm doing one of my late night streams. I've kind of been sick and I kind of haven't been feeling well, but I might cough here and there throughout the stream, but for the most part, I am trying my best to get back into my sort of streaming habit. I've been feeling kind of, I guess you could say, spiritually depressed, and I just, for the longest time, I stopped streaming. Now I'm doing better, so I'm trying to get back into my streaming habit. Things have gotten better though. Like, I got a new job, I'm making some better money, and things are going well. I'm definitely still pursuing art, and I'm still pursuing animation. That's still where my passion is at. But for the most part, I'm just doing what I can where I can. Yeah, it's good to have you back because I did miss this. I did miss talking to my viewers and just going over small things here and there. It was. One second. Sorry, I had to like mute my mic to cough, but it was nice having people here to just, go over my different animations and talk and get my ideas out there. But like even through my hiatus, I have been taking the time to just think about what story I want to tell. And I don't know if you saw my community post, but there were some animations I abandoned that I do plan on working back on cuz I've just been going through some stuff and everybody goes through things. But like I've been having my highs and lows and like bouts of doubt, and really like one of the things that I learned I struggle with is I happen to just constantly compare myself to other people, which is like a really bad habit of mine where I compare myself to other people, and then I also try to, I guess, rush my success. Like I've just been running a race against myself that was never really a race. And then I would get upset because my skills weren't where I wanted them to be, or I wasn't at a station where I wanted to be in life, and I was impatient. And don't get me wrong, like I'm very, very thankful for the subscriber count I do have. It's just sometimes it got difficult because at moments and at times it felt like no matter what I did or how hard I tried, I just wasn't growing. I just wasn't getting better. And I guess really it took the advice of my own mom to say, like, hey, maybe you should start finishing some of the projects you start. Because, like, what I do is sometimes I will rush projects, or I'll just do like a work in progress of a project because I'm trying to get it out there so then it can be seen. So then there's like even the slimmest chance of me growing from just that little bit of exposure or just that little bit of posting something. And like some deep part of myself knows that I need to take more time working on my projects. But it's like I just want the success now, I guess you could say. Like I just want to be somebody now, have my success now, have my moment now. Like it's kind of funny, but like a part of me believed that if I just got 1,000 subscribers overnight, then I'd automatically be this amazing animator, and I'd finally have my own animation studio, and I'd finally have people to help me with my pilot and all these other animation projects and things I wanted to do. And a part of me tried to rush it. And then I felt guilty when, even when I tried or even when I attempted, still nothing came from it. And I guess it really took me failing, and it really took me going through some form or degree of, I guess, hardship and dissatisfaction to finally put some things in perspective for myself. I mean, I probably would have been far farther in my career if I came to that realization sooner. But sometimes we go through what we're going through in the moment because that's what we need. Like sometimes you need to know that you got to take your time. Sometimes you need to know that some things just got to wait. But even despite that, like I still have my passion. That's one of the things that I will always be satisfied about is the fact that I could be the worst artist out there, but I still have that passion within me. So that passion is gonna drive me forward. Uh, oh, that's fine. I'm just here to vibe for like maybe 30 minutes. I'm probably not even gonna do my whole stream because like I'm still going through a sore throat. Like I really only fully recovered like yesterday, and I'm not used to talking regularly and talking back to back, which I mean is kind of ironic because in my streams I usually force myself to talk because other than that, I'm actually a pretty quiet person on my day to day. So I guess this would be the perfect time to just have a silent stream, but I can't really do that. So I'm just, I guess, doing this so I say I can stream, so I can say that I streamed. Because outside of this, I will be going on a cruise. We're taking a road trip down to Florida on, I think, either Monday or Tuesday. And we're boarding, and it's going to be like this special New Year's cruise with me, my mom, and my extended family. So it's just going to be some sort of like fun event for us to do on the open ocean. And I still have to pack, and I still have some other things to do and take care of. But for the most part, it's going to be quite fun, and I'm excited to see what happens. Yeah, pretty cool. This will actually be my second cruise ever. I went on one before in the past. I think that was like 2 years ago, and that was pretty fun. I had like a really nice time. I do think I'm gonna pack my swim trunks just in case. But like I'm not that's the funny thing about me is like I'm really not the partying type. I like watching other people have fun, and then I'll just be the guy that sketches people, I guess you could say. Kind of weird, I know. But I sort of like my own company. And there's nothing wrong with that, liking your own company. There is this sort of like somberness to liking your own company. Hmm. Now, I will say that after I finish this animation, there's this one really important animation, or at least this small segment of an animation I want to revisit. And it was like I guess you could say it was a segment from the pilot that I had script wrote for. Like, my initial plan was to like animate a few scene segments my from my pilot for the show I'm making, and that was going to be like this whole thing where I was going to get a bunch of views from doing it, and like probably jump in views, whatever, whatever. But that didn't really happen because I sort of just burnt out from it. But I do at least want to revisit that animation and finish the segment. So then it's just so I can have that sort of effect animation as well as character modeling animation on my back burner, because in the time that I've been away and I've just been working on animations without really streaming, I have noticed that some of my one of my weak suits, one of my weak areas is staying on model, and then it's also foreshortening. So I have this issue where it's hard for me to stay on model for the things that I animate, which is why I sort of rely on the onion skin so much. I use it as a way to gauge my model and to try and stay on model as close as possible. So I do feel that if I revisit some of my old animations and some of the animations that I just stopped working on, if I do those, that gives me more opportunity to try and stay on model for my stuff. I mean, that's just tech issues, dude. Like, TV, sometimes the tech wants to work with you, and other times it doesn't. Okay, you just gotta. Sometimes you got those good days, and sometimes you don't. It could be like a. Is it a USB? Because if it's a USB, you may actually want to go into your settings and then go to your device settings. Because that may be the issue. Because that's usually what it ends up being is like sometimes you'll plug in a USB or sometimes a C and it'll be connected. It's just not registered or it's not like selected. So you have to go back in and go to your computer settings. And then there's going to be like this section that says, oh, it's wireless. Then you either, wait, is it like a computer keyboard? Because those usually have like a, then I would say either get new batteries or there might be like some sort of adapter that plugs into the computer. But usually, if it's an adapter, then it automatically connects to your computer after you plug it in, unless there's like some special settings or software for it. Because I'm thinking that TV, it may just be a, it may just be like a settings issue. Like if your batteries are good and if the adapter that you plug into the computer is good, then it may just be a settings issue. You probably just don't have it selected. Dag nabbit. I just drew all that shading on the base body layer. That's one of the that's one of the things I hate is sometimes you'll be working and then when you forget to draw it on the correct layer, it just pushes you all the way back, like all your progress. But it's also kind of the fun things about the whole animation process is it definitely keeps you on your toes. It's kind of one of the things about the animation process I love. Let's see here. I'm actually making a lot of good progress because this is actually going a lot faster than what I was expecting. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like, I just really missed streaming. I guess I was just getting in my own head about the whole thing. Because for a while, like, I was streaming and I was actually getting, like, really good numbers. Like, there was at one point where I got, I think, 81 views this one time on a live stream. And it was because I had just gotten into that streaming habit and people was watching my stuff. And I'm very thankful for that. Very thankful for that. But I mean, like I said, I'm a man of faith. I pretty much said this in every single stream. I'm a man of faith, so if I reach that point one time, then I'm gonna reach it again. I just may have to reach it on a day when I'm feeling better. But I do still have my 500 subscriber goal where if I reach 500 subscribers, then I will stream for 5 hours straight. Hmm. Okay, how about I stream for 3 hours straight and we'll see how far I get. Then I'll do 5 hours. And then I still have my goal for like a thousand. Like I still have my goal for like a thousand subscribers. I'll do like a Q&A where people can ask me questions about my life. I still haven't really forgotten about that. I think my throat is getting to me, so I'll probably finish up the next 2 or 3 streams and then call my stream short for the night. But definitely before I go to bed, I'll send a special community post saying, like, I'm at such and such subscribers. When I reach 500, I'll do a special extra long live stream, and then I'll leave a poll saying like 3 hours, 4 hours, or 5 hours. And that'll be like my benchmark for how far I've come, I guess you could say. I mean, this animation is actually, I would argue, fairly simple because even though I'm doing all this drawing for the body, it's mainly for the effects. Because this particular character, her sort of magic or power is that she uses her voice. And so her throat generates this sort of sheet music that's meant to come out and glow. And so the body, even though the body isn't technically important, I mean, it is important because I do still have to work on my skills when it in regards to I still have to work on my skills in regards to keeping characters on model and drawing different things like that. I still want it to look good. I still want the model to look good, but mainly what I'm going to be doing is working on stuff in After Effects. I'm really just like a sick dude trying to force himself to keep going. Excuse me. I'm not trying to cough directly in the mic. It's just I can't really control when my coughs come. I do apologize for the people at home. But like maybe that's a sign that I should just finish this up and get off. But like I'm still very passionate about art. I still have a story I wish to tell. I just wish that my artistic ability and capacity matched up with the story that's within my mind. And so I have all this passion that I'm using and that I'm drawing on where it's like a big reason why I haven't given up on my dreams yet is my faith. Like, my whole mentality is in the 90s, there was this event known as the Satanic Panic where a bunch of old folk just said, like, hey, cartoons are demonic, video games are demonic, everything else is demonic. And it essentially led to an entire wave of like young people leaving the church. And it never made sense to me how people just weren't willing to make their own stuff. Like, people in church didn't make their own cartoons, but when they did, you had VeggieTales, which, I mean, VeggieTales is decent, but it's very dumbed down and it doesn't show how dynamic faith is and how you go through highs and lows and relapses in your faith. And so I want to tell my own dynamic stories. And even within that, you have the Bible, which, I mean, have you read it? Like, especially the Apocrypha. You got people calling down fire. You got people slaying demons and casting out demons. You have stories where giants descend from heaven and like mate with mortal women. Like there's a lot of room for some very cool, very fantastical stories that could be told. And even if you don't want to do like a one-to-one retelling, you can definitely tell an allegory. Like there's so many people who there the Bible is full of so many different stories of like people were artisans back then. People were crafters. Jesus himself was a carpenter, and he spoke in parable. Like there were textilists, there were ancient carpenters and metal workers and craftsmen. But then it's like present day, like all these people who say they're Christians, they don't do anything creative. They don't do anything expressive. And so I guess some part of myself wishes to bring creativity back to faith. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie. On one hand, I am kind of doing it for myself, but on the other hand, like, I just want to show people that you can be creative and still be a man or woman of faith. Like, those aren't two mutually exclusive things. But even in all things, many things, to, excuse me. But even in many things, like two things can be true at one time. And so I guess my whole thing is as long as folks are still struggling, I guess I'm going to be here. I'll just be in the background working and operating until folks are finally ready to just sit down and enjoy a story. And I think that's enough. I think it's enough to sit down for a while and do what it is I have to do and let everything else come into motion. This stream probably sounds terrible because there's definitely moments where I'm coughing and I'm trying to cover my mouth from coughing in the mic. And I probably sound horrible, or maybe my voice sounds deeper or more sick than it usually is in my past streams. And I do apologize for that. I just really wanted to have another stream before I go on vacation for like a week. Because I fear that once I go on that vacation and I didn't stream or post anything at all, then it would be like I really just gave up on ever streaming again. And I do want to keep streaming. I do want to keep putting my content out there because that's how I actually get views. That's how I actually get engagement. And that's even how I get feedback on all my art. I just have these human moments where sometimes I get self conscious or discouraged. Like there's 1,000 different things I want to do, and sometimes it feels like I don't have enough time. But then again, I'm pretty sure everyone's felt that. Moments and times where there's 1,000 different things you want to do, and for the life of you, there's just no time to do it. And so, really, in moments like that, all you really do have is your faith, where you gotta hold on to that unspoken promise that things will get better despite what you've recently experienced or despite what has happened in the past. You keep going and you keep pushing. Because I don't know what's going to come from this. I don't know what's going to happen after this. For all I know, after I stop this stream, there's going to be like 50 different people that'll tune into this video and watch what I have to say or watch me on the replay and then hear me cry into the mic. Or there might be people who watch my past streams and say like, hey, I like what this guy's saying. Let me support him. Let me leave a subscription or something. And then I'll say, welcome to Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. And I'll do my little do. It's actually getting really late right now. Like it's already 1 a.m. And even though I know it's going to be on replay, I know I got to go to bed. And there's also some other business I got to finish taking care of. So, it was 48 minutes. I'm going to end my stream here. I'm sorry for any inconveniences I might have caused. I'm coming over a sore throat. And I've also had like back congestion. I probably sound like really horrible, but I just want to stream again. I miss streaming and I miss falling out of my schedule. But that's just about it. If you enjoyed, definitely check out my past videos and my past commentary videos. You can also look at my different animations I've worked on, as well as some process work from some past animations I've done. I definitely plan on going back over them and redoing them again, or, well, finishing the ones that I stopped working on. Let's just say that. And despite everything I've gone through, good and bad, I still have a hope and desire to be an animator, tell my own stories, and start my own studio. So definitely leave a like, leave a subscription. Subscriptions definitely help because my whole goal is to at least get 1,000 subscribers, maybe like 15,000, so then I can go to a bank, get a business loan, and then start my actual studio. And then somewhere in between, crowdfund and crowdsource for the teaser trailer and for the pilot for my animated series. Because even though I'm one manning all my animations right now, long term I will in fact need a team. But that's sort of my long term goal, and that's my desire, and that's what I plan and hope on doing. So I do hope and pray for support and success in the future. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. This has been Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share even. And I'll see you guys in my next video or live stream. Bye.